Hello and welcome, this is Uju Studio, and today we are going to see how to use scripts, C# scripts especially in Flax game engine. First of all, you will have to know the basics of Flax game engine. If you do not know how to use Flax game engine, then you can watch it on here to understand the basics of Flax game engine. And after that, you will have to set up Visual Studio with C#. If you don't have it set up, then watch this video over here. If you all have these things set up, then now we can continue. How this actually works. During running, each game object looks for scripts that is attached to themselves. The script that they have has some overridable functions inside them. Now this is where you write your codes. Inside these functions, you write your codes. These functions are called from Flax game engine via different time range. So you will attach some scripts, and these scripts will have some functions that we can be called inside Flax game engine. Now how to create a script. I hope you know how to use this content browser over here. Okay, you will actually have to go inside games folder, inside source folder. Then on the game folder, you will have to right click and go to new C# and create a C# script. And now you will have to name the script that we are going to use. If you are experienced with C#, the C# script is over here. This is the program file that we are going to use to attach to a game object and control the game object via that script. First of all, you will have to have the Visual Studio installed. If you don't have it, then do definitely go watch the video that I had linked before, and there you will find the tutorials about how to install Flax game engine with C# with Visual Studio. So for now, if you go to file and click on generate script projects, it will create you a solution of Visual Studio. And if you now double click on the C# script, you will see Visual Studio is going to open over here. So this is Visual Studio, and we have opened the project, opened the script that we have just created over here. Now this is the script that we are going to use to program in Flax game engine. So as you can see, there are many things pre-done in the C# script. Sorry, and you don't have to be expert, but if you are familiar with C#, then you will see this script is inherited under the script class made inside Flax game engine. It has 4 functions created, which are overridable functions overridden inside the Flax game engine. So these overridden functions are called via Flax game engine via different ways. OnStart function is called owns the game object the script is attached to enters inside the game world. After that, you can see onUpdate function, which is also overridden. The script will keep calling the onUpdate function each frame it runs into. So these are the functions, 2 important functions, but there are also more functions. These are not important, but sometimes they are useful. OnEnable actually is executed only when a game object is enabled. When a game object is disabled, this function will be called or executed. We will actually try to print something on here. We will print hello world on the debug log whenever the game is started. So how do we do that? To do that, let's first select an object, an actor over here, and attach this script on that object. So that script is attached on the game object now. Now what we will have to do, use that script to write the message on the debug log window. To write something on debug log window, we will have to use the debug.log function, where we will write the hello world. Now Flax engine will call onStart function. Once the script enters the game world, and it will execute this line inside itself, inside its body, called debug log hello world. Now to run it, actually we will have to compile it first, so it can actually load the new changes of the script that we have made to the game engine. And now if we start the game, in this debug log we will see hello world. over here you can see hello world is executed once after the game has started. So this is the hello world that we have actually wrote over here. We have started the playtest, and the Flax game engine called the onStart function. Then onStart function had that debug log thing inside itself, so it wrote whatever inside the debug log thing was into the debug log window. So this is how onStart function actually works in Flax game engine. Now let's say we want to keep printing hello world every time the game runs per frame. So how do we do that? I hope you can guess that. You will actually have to transfer this debug log into update function. If you are not able to guess that, that's okay, you are just learning first time. But to do that, we will actually go on the onUpdate function. Inside onUpdate function, we have put in this function called hello world, which will write this string called hello world every time this function is executed. This function is executed every frame it enters, every frame, by keeping looping the game. Now if we go ahead and test it, before testing always do not forget to recompile the scripts. Hello world is being printed, and it is being printed non-stop again and again unless the game does not end. This is how much update function is kept printed, just like in Unity game engine. So that's how these two basic functions actually work. You can see these are the main important blocks of the game engine: onStart function and the onUpdate function inside this inherited script module or class. So after that, how do we access the game object that it is attached to, the script is attached to? So to access it, we will actually write actor. Inside actor variable, the game object can be accessed. Let's try accessing the game object's position and try to log it inside debug log window. So what is this doing? This script is actually now trying to assess the position of the actor it is attached to every time and log it every time it runs. So this script to assess this cube named game object or actor, it assesses this transforms position variable. Now if you playtest it, you will see the position is position of the cube is actually being printed in the debug log. So these are the main important things. These are the main building blocks of the game engine: this onUpdate function and the onStart function. I believe these two functions called onStart and onUpdate, and knowing how to access a game object and its properties is the fundamental thing to know about Flax game engine programming. And there are more important functions that we will discuss in the future, so stay subscribed to my channel and we will discuss about them later in other videos.